Naked on Pluto is an artistic computer game. And it's an artistic computer game on Facebook.
What we do is that we actually take your own personal information as well as your friend information, and we take it out of Facebook and we inject that into a sort of interactive fiction that is specifically about centralized commercial social networks.
So I was interested in the project because it allowed us to explore social networks and what it means to be socially networked.
A lot of people are fine to trade off personal data in exchange for free services such as Facebook or Google Mail or whatever, but because it is unclear what you're giving away, it's not a fair trade-off.
And this kind of ranged from the psychological aspects of some of the quite weird things that happen with your ideas of friendship in these spaces.
It's really unclear when you are leaving a private space and when you're entering a public space.
You see, when you communicate over the internet, you always have your communication that is mediated by software.
Some assumptions of social relationships are really encoded into the system.
Those hubs of communication are become more and more complex. There is more and more advanced software, analyzing software running on these machines.
It's not privacy versus security, it's liberty versus control that is the real issue.
It's quite different from the idea of the internet as a distributed environment.
And we could really look at the cases where social networks were very harmful to people.
Because we're all good citizens, we might as well share everything, and we have nothing to hide in that sense. We're not terrorists, so why not give access to our personal data? It's still very much hidden what data is harvested and for what purposes. I mean, everyone knows it's harvested for marketing purposes, but it's unclear what could be the long-term consequences of this.
So how do you communicate that to an audience? It's quite tricky. This is why the game was an interesting medium for us.
One of the things that we were interested in exploring was how to get lots and lots of players working together to try and break some kind of system that we'd created.
For instance, this software will adapt based on the type and the content of the information, of the communication that you are making within this platform. So when you are following friends, for example on Facebook, you're not following all your friends. You are just following some kind of curated, software sorted communication. You don't really have a good picture of what's going on. You just have a sort of a byproduct of the algorithm that are run by Facebook.
And to make this tangible in the game, there are tons of things happening in the game using bots, but then we just put a face to the algorithm. The algorithm actually is a character that plays a role in the game.
I think it's one thing to talk about privacy issues, centralization, the data market, targeted advertisement, control structures, surveillance, public, private space. It's one thing to talk about these issues, and to experience them is really another one.
And the best way that we could think of making this possible would be to create lots and lots of interacting agents.
We just make it more visible by really naming this algorithm as bots.
To be kind of pulling this kind of game back into shape.
And these processes become more visible and even more uneasy and eerie.
We're trying to disrupt the structures within the game. There were kind of systems going on to pull it back into shape constantly. And
to really caricature the issues we wanted to highlight.
And the way that the bots in the game interact with each other and are constantly tidying things up.
So basically the key components of every mission is a bot.
And fixing things that are part of the game to break enabled this to happen.